So, Skeet, you've been in a lot of horror movies over your career. What got you interested in Blood? Because there's a lot of layers in this, and it's even kind of like a family drama in Blood, also, that kind of gives it another layer.
Yeah, how many horror? I think I've done two, right? Three,
Yeah,
maybe. Um, yeah, I don't know. I never really looked at it as a horror film. I think it is a family drama, ultimately about childcare and misperceptions. Certainly from my perspective, but yeah, it's a really interesting film, and I love Brad Anderson. I've always loved Brad Anderson's films, and Michelle obviously is incredible. So yeah, it's a different type of story with no real answers. Yeah, I don't know. I was intrigued from the first read and excited for people to see it.
and how was it like working with Brad and Michelle on this? Because Brad's an amazing filmmaker. He's done so much different genre work over the years too, and he's
Mhm.
recently did a Beirut with John Hamm. So he's also been in, like the mainstream side of things. So how was it
Mhm.
like seeing his vision play out through on the set while you were on Blood?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, he's very thorough, and he has, everything really is about tone in genre picks, and so, or in most picks, but and he's an expert at it. He knows exactly what each piece does and what it builds to and why and how long it lingers and how long. I mean, he's very, very, very smart and very prepared. And we were in a very cold Winnipeg, so thank God he was.
Right. And how was it also working with the kid actresses or the kid actors on this because they were both fantastic, right? And like you
Yeah,
have to really believe them in a film like this. They really knocked it out of the park, I think.
I mean, I really think they're the leads of the movie.
Yeah.
And you're right, they're incredible. Some of that is Brad and his ability to allow them to be human despite being kids. Sometimes kids are acting like kids almost instead of just being kids. And I don't know, he had a real way with them and a real connection with them, but they're also just really talented. Skylar, is out of Atlanta and just brilliant. I think the world's going to know a lot about her as she continues forward. And Finlay, yeah, is just he kind of reminded me of when I was 10. Very talented, very like can be very dramatic and serious, but is doing nothing but wanting to fit in with the old dudes around set and cracking jokes and so he's a lot of fun and very talented.
Yeah, and speaking on that, did you guys have much fun while filming on Blood? Because you mentioned that it was in a very cold Winnipeg, but did you have any kind of fun experiences on set being with Michelle, Skylar, and everybody on set?
Yeah, I mean, we had it was yeah, it's always fun. I mean, everybody there loves what they do and is there for it. And so it's yeah, we had a great time. I mean, there was not a lot of hijinks or anything because it was cold and whatnot and serious, but there were some interesting things at the hotel. We were staying across the street from one of the most haunted hotels in Canada,
Oh,
and
wow.
Dell and I and the first AD all had experiences in our rooms on the same floor with something. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah.
So, what kind of experiences, if you feel comfortable talking about
Just I spirits, I guess, getting in touch with us, uh, literally in touch.
them?
So I won't tell Michelle's experience in case she
Right.
doesn't want to tell it, but yeah, something tapped me on the shoulder my first night there, and other people had other things go on, but definitely it was definitely interesting. But yeah, we had a great time. I mean, it's just such a good group of people, and I was going back and forth to Vancouver, finishing Riverdale because we shot right at the end of the pandemic, or right as work started opening up after that 6 month stretch, 5 month stretch.
Right. And
Yeah.
working working on Blood, how much of your character was really, focused in on the script, or did you go to Brad and be like, "Hey, I think I can, tweak this," or, give him a little bit more story to the film?
Well, yeah, I mean, he and I had talked. I had an idea of, wanting it to, because you could very easily play this guy as the straight good dad and make Michelle's character look really horrible. So I felt like, for an audience to believe that in their relationship she used to have a drug issue, that he probably had one as well. So there was a lot of sort of changes of status for my character, than from the initial script of, kind of bringing him down to a more base level, so that there wasn't this real good guy bad girl kind of thing. They were a couple, and so all to serve tone, really. So yeah, we worked quite a bit on that idea and how to bring that forward, and he's very receptive and was into the whole thing. So that was a relief.
And so, what are you most looking forward to with Blood getting ready to come out? What are you most looking forward from people taking away from your character or from the whole movie experience?
I mean, I guess, ultimately there's the idea that things aren't what they seem, and that covers so many aspects of the film, from relationship issues to parent-child issues to there's a psycho son eating people. No, I mean, but I think mostly, to me, it really is about a mother's love, and I think that's the most interesting aspect to me. But I'm curious to see what people's reactions are, if people are frustrated by the lack of knowing, or if they're intrigued by it. So
Right. And that's probably one of the better questions to leave cinemas with. I've always remembered reading this article that says, it's kind of better to walk away with questions than it is with answers in a film.
absolutely, absolutely. I had David Mamet as a teacher at NYU, and he used to say, "Good drama is when you can completely believe in and get behind this side, but you can also completely believe in and get behind this side. And when those two butt heads, it asks you what you believe in. But if you got a clear black and a clear white, good guy, bad guy, whatever, and they're butting heads, well, we all know where we're gonna fall."
Well, Skeet, thank you so much for joining us at Infamous Horrors today. It's been fun and congratulations, and can't wait to speak to you again someday.
Thank you very much, AJ. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hold down the fort.
I will.
Thanks, man.